Good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. Or in this episode, Sam's Learning Stuff, okay? Now, if you haven't seen my last video, you need to go back and you need to see I had this all done and ready to go, and we had a failure. Yep, in life we have some failures, but it's not what happens, it's what you learn from it, okay? And let's first of all, let's start with some on a really positive note. What went well? What happened and what worked in this situation? Well, what happened and worked is that I didn't flood my barn, okay? That's my first feeling of, well, thank goodness I didn't flood my barn, because, you know, the water was all the way up to the floor there, and yeah, it was close. It was close. So then I had the wherewithal to realize, well, I need the water to flow through the pipe. So I had to get that pipe down in, and you saw I used the tractor and I pushed this end of the pipe down. Right now, I've got some really heavy weight on it, you know, just in case we get another rain. But I don't think that's gonna matter, because there's some things that I've decided from this situation. That wasn't a really big rain. It was a lot of rain at once. It was pretty good rain overnight, but we've had worse. So the first thing I think is that, you know, down under here, if you saw previous videos, I changed from a 24-inch concrete pipe, and right here where this drainage is, or this drain is, I switched over to 15-inch pipe. Now, I did have the county engineer's office down here, and they advised me that 15-inch would be fine. That's what they use along the road, so that should be fine. Well, I think they're wrong. I just think they're wrong. I kind of had a gut feeling about that, but I went with his advice. Now, I think I need to stay with 24-inch. So I am going to be pulling this pipe out, okay? And that sucks. Yeah, it sucks. A lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort. But, you know, it's not failing. It's what you do with it afterward, you know? You got to get back on that horse. You got to start thinking again. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to take this pipe out, and I'm going to put in 24-inch pipe. Now, the next thing that I learned from this is, okay, so, well, let's go down to the end where the first failure was. Actually, my first failure is this right here, okay? After weed whacking all of this, I've got all this chaff left over, and it's just causing problems because that's what clogged the pipe. And where did it clog the pipe? Well, right here. Now, where's my grate? Oh, here it is. I set it right here. Okay, so this is the grate, and it works. I mean, it stops stuff from flowing, but I had the grate down here where the end of the pipe was. I had it against the end of the pipe here, and there's this gap between the concrete and where the plastic pipe started, and it clogged. I mean, all of this chaff clogged it, which it did its job, okay? It's supposed to stop debris from going down through the pipe. The problem is, when that got clogged, the water had to go somewhere, okay? Well, the water just built up around it. It created hydrostatic pressure around the pipe, in the ground or surrounding the pipe. The gravel held it for a period of time, but once that water seeped down into the gravel and got all around underneath the pipe, well, of course, this pipe, I knew this ahead of time, this pipe floats, and that lifted the pipe out of the hole, okay? Well, the water then should have bypassed the pipe and flooded down here, which it did, but then all that chaff collected and it clogged my drain. So that can't happen. So, I mean, really, you got to keep your yard clean. That's number one. I have to clean that up. I have to clean it up so it doesn't cause clogs. But even if something does clog, I need to have kind of a fail-safe for it. So that drain down there is definitely, yes, I have to have a drain there. But I think this next 20-foot section right here, now once again, I'm going to replace this with 24-inch instead of 15. I should have another drain here, and then another 20-foot section just like I did, and another drain here. So yes, I think I should have 3 drains. Now we're about 150 feet away from the barn. We're well beyond where the end of the concrete pipe goes. And this is the area I'm talking about potentially turning into a pond, which would, in essence, it would become a detention pond, which is extremely useful for heavy water flow. It gives water an area to go and to fill up and flood. In all essence, it floods the pond, and then the pond has an overflow, which then would go down into that drainage, okay? So this area right here is someday gonna be the pond. Then we come over here, and this is where I put all of the pieces of pipe that came out down by the barn. I would like to feed that pond from here. This is the lower end of what I will call the creek, I guess. And I'd like to put those pieces of concrete that I've laid here into this creek bed. And I'd like to create a land bridge here so I can get up to that north ridge from this northwest field. So that would, I'd have to dredge this all out. That would definitely need an excavator to do that. Dredge this all out, put those concrete pieces in, and then put a grate in front of the lead pipe, and that would catch debris up here in this creek area. You know, people throw garbage along the road and stuff and it runs down. So that would catch anything from going into the detention pond. So now we're up at the road, okay? And this is the beginning of the situation as far as my property is concerned. As you can see here, I don't know if it shows on camera, but this drainage here all comes down and it flows straight down through here. And it goes right to that, what I call a creek, I guess, off of the road. Yeah, see, people throw their cans and garbage. You know, it's wonderful. Anyway, right here, and this needs cleaned out. This is not my responsibility because this is the county's, you know, right here at the road. There's a culvert that goes under the street here. So let's walk to the other side of the street, look both ways. If you walk to the other side of the street here, you can see right here, if I don't fall, here's where you got flow from the other side of the street, and it goes down here, and there's the concrete culvert that goes under the street. So everything from this side of the street and from the other side of the street flows across underneath this road. Walk both ways, there we go, all right. Over to here, and comes out and flows into my property starting right here. And right now we are about 350 to 400 feet away from the barns. So that's a lot of water. I mean, and up the street this way too. It all flows down here and then comes down into here. I don't know why it collects here. There's something created a hole, but this all needs dredged for sure. And I don't know, it's a lot of water. And that's why I say, I know 24-inch pipe handled it before, so I should go with 24-inch pipe because I know that will handle it. It's certainly not changing it for the worse. So that's the situation. That's kind of the plan I have. Dredge this creek, install the leftover 24-inch concrete culvert in this area somewhere so I can create a land bridge and create a debris collection upstream. Then, of course, dig a detention pond right here. You know, all these cattails and everything. Dig all this out, make a nice, big, beautiful pond. Then, somewhere over here, you can see where the water flows right there. You can see where it's coming through. I wonder if I can walk in here. Oh no, oh no, no I can't. Oh, that was good. That's water in the boot. Woo! Okay, so that needs dredged too. Jeez. Okay, yeah, that was fun. All right, yeah, water all the way down the boot. Okay, so yeah. So to wrap things up, final thoughts on this. I think I have a good plan. Any of you out there that really know what you're talking about, any advice is absolutely welcome. You certainly can comment below, or you can email me, samsdoingstuff@gmail.com, and you know, get it figured out. We're gonna go back to square one. I'm gonna take that pipe out and I'm gonna put it back the way it was. I know it worked the way it was. It'll be open drainage until it gets to that concrete pipe, and we'll get it done right. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by. This is a different video than I usually do. Not a lot of fancy editing or anything, but hey, it's where we are. So we'll see what happens next time I'm doing more stuff. See you then.